Well, I got to do this twice because I just realized I went through the whole thing and didn't start recording. Happy Earth Day, the 22nd of April. Got that wrong the first time. I've been having a problem. I want to use copper, and I also use raw neem oil and other things, but we have really hard well water, and that hard well water messes with my spray tank. It really, when I say that, it causes sludging of my expensive sprays. I'm confident it's been shifting the chemistry, the the calcium and whatnot in the water. I'm sure it's affecting things like glyphosate, which is acidic. I just wanted to be able to confidently change my tank chemistry a bit to make my sprays more reliable. Now, if you look at the literature, there's stuff out there about using citric acid. Woohoo! Okay, I have tried, and today I got full tank of water from the barn, measured it, the hardness of it, measured the pH of it. All right. Put in citric acid based on some desktop testing on a liter. Put it in the tank. pH crashed down into the 5 region. Too low for copper. That will cause phytotoxicity because the copper will become more free and more reactive and will burn my leaves. Not a solution. I don't have much citric acid left over, so I'm glad about that. I can still use that for glyphosate. I can still use that for other stuff. I cannot use it for copper. So here you get the show. Okay, come on. There. My problem. Hard water causes oils to sludge. Hard water neutralizes acidic spray, such as glyphosate. Hard water probably is changing my tank chemistry, although I don't have any real measurements of it. I'm not confident it's not. And softening with citric acid has side effects, a pH of 5.2 with 120 parts per million of hardness still left over. No, that's not going to work. So, a good friend had a good idea. My buddy said, Al, try Calgon. Calgon, take me away. I don't watch soap operas, I just read about it. But it will tie up the calcium. So, I asked, how much Calgon? He goes, I don't know, you figure it out. What's the impact on the pH? This is important. What is the impact on my copper spray? More to come. Materials and methods. Calgon water softener from these people. Hatch total hardness test strips. Yep, look like this. Buy them on the internet. Okay, they got a little color code thing on the side, which helps you figure out just how hard your water is. Where am I? There you are. Little color code. And it boxes you in pretty good. You know, it's precision's not a big deal. Accuracy, they're good. My X-Tech pH 220A pH meter, it's a very nice meter. Cueva fungicide, that's what this is all about. Trusty true old used but good Fisher Scientific magnetic stir plate and a Borosil 1000 milliliter Erlenmeyer flask that all this magic was happening in. My process. I went to the barn, tapped off big thing of water, and I started with 1,000 milliliters of raw water. By the way, if you ever buy these really cheap plastic graduates, don't trust their volume measurement. I weighed the water. I tared the graduate and I weighed the water, and 1,000 milliliters, 1,000 grams, not the same. In our water, the gravity is like to 1.0. So if you're doing stuff and you really want to get it right, weigh the water. Tare it, weigh it. Measure the hardness with the test strips. Put the water into the 1,000 milliliter Erlenmeyer, wrong, missing word, on the magnetic mixer. Spun it up, and then started pipetting in Calgon softener while measuring and recording the hardness indicator by the test strips. What I get with 1 milliliter of Calgon, I cut my hardness in half. With 2 milliliters, I halved it again. Well, I'm kind of used to 125, so I did that. 1.5, boom, down to 50 parts per million. I don't know why, maybe some sort of a buffering effect going on in there. But arbitrarily, capricious, I said, hey, 50 milliliters, 50 parts per million, soft. I like that. It's a great number. By the way, that is measured as calcium carbonate. I am not doing chemistry on the water to find out what was in there. But that 50, I'm happy with that number. So now I'm going, okay, I like that number, but what were the consequences? Consequences of that number. Initial hardness, 425 parts per million with a pH of 6.7. Not sure why it's sort of acidic, but close to 7. All right. Swung it a bit with 50 parts per million of hardness, 7.3. The good part of it is I really don't mind going on the base side of 7 with the copper, but it's not going radically on that side. So it just, kind of boxed it in. So, okay, I'm good. I'm not going to be promoting phytotoxicity by virtue of pH. Tank test or Erlenmeyer test. I took 10 milliliters of Cueva into my 1 liter of soft water for a 1% solution, which is the standard rate for Cueva. I mixed it on the stir plate for 10 minutes and allowed it to rest for 10 minutes. I just got a new pump for my sprayer. When I put that thing on and I open up the valve for the agitation, that thing looks like a hot tub. I mean, so it really agitates very well. I don't think this was an unreasonable comparison to what's going on inside of my spray tank. Good news, no precipitate formed. There was no sludging. It's just pretty. So, findings. Although Calgon is not listed as an approved adjunct, I'm not telling you to use it, it does show potential as a softening agent to prevent hard water sludging with oils and other agents. Reducing indicated hardness to 50 parts per million of hardness, measured as calcium carbonate, does not shift the water pH into a detrimental, to me, range. Your conditions may vary. Cueva demonstrated tank compatibility when mixed at the standard 1% weight with the softened water. So it looks compatible, tank compatibility. It appears to be compatible with Cueva. Findings. Using Calgon as a softening agent would require that the operator identify the correct rate for their water hardness and chemistry. Your conditions may vary. Also, your spray, it's up to you to test your tank compatibility, because if you're not using Cueva, you're using something else. You got to test it. You got to do that thing that they tell you not to in pesticide applicator school, because you're never supposed to have something outside the tank. And then someone explained to them that doesn't really work. Dedication. We have to say thank you. One, this presentation is dedicated to my good buddy Peter Mitchell for sharing a good idea. Al, let Calgon take you away. Well, that's up in there. And also to my 25 milliliter pipette that gave its life to science. I don't know my own strength. I actually broke its neck off trying to get the pipetter off. Do not pipette with your mouth. Do it right. That's why they sent you that class in high school. You have to remember that stuff. So, cast photos. This was brought to you by Calgon. There you have it. I didn't know what it looked like when I went in the store, so I'm putting the picture up there for those of you who've never used Calgon. There you have it. Can't afford a whole house water softener? This is an affordable, available solution on the shelves of your local store. Citizen science, you write on the wall. I got this really kind of neat dry erase wall. So that's where I'm scribbling stuff as I'm doing it. That's what I ended up with. 1% solution and 50 parts per million water. No sludge, no precipitate. Just pretty. Yeah. Yeah, and I do have a titration station in my basement. Doesn't everyone? These are what the strips look like. There's the part number. But it's going to be down below in the description. And if you click on that link, you won't pay a penny more, but I have an Amazon affiliate. I wouldn't mind you spending no money on me. Okay, this is my meter that I used. It's a very nice meter. I just did a triple point calibration on this meter. See my previous presentation on pH meters, digital meters. It's a good meter. and it's calibrated, so those numbers were not hooey. And this is my pipette. It was always a friend to me. There you go. Gotta get another one. Very handy. So anyway, if you like this, if you found this useful, if you found this informative, if you found it amusing, please, two things. Please like. If you don't like it, okay, go ahead. Say you don't like it. You know, I need the feedback. But please like it. That gives me an idea. But really super important, please subscribe. I should have a big slide there that says subscribe. I missed my opportunity. Subscribe. I got demonetized not because people are watching like my videos 4 times as much time as they need to, but they weren't signed up. And so that so YouTube says, meh, too bad. Take your money. And honestly, that money comes in handy. And not only to help me produce stuff like this, but honestly, it was paying for my sprays through the year. It really helped on my bottom line. So I want to get back up to 1,000 subscribers. To get to 1,000 subscribers, the watch hours are there. And then maybe Google/YouTube will remonetize me again. And you might get a little banner ad or something, but push it out of the way. But that helps me. Okay, so please subscribe. One or the other, like, dislike, give me a little feedback. But I really hope this helped you out. As far as I can tell, nobody's done it before. So you're the first in the nation to see this. So my best to all of you, and to all of you, happy Earth Day. Bye-bye.